Good morning from Connecticut in the United States. This is my conclusion for the most recent systems thinking class. And I have to first of all say how grateful I am for this course getting me to reintegrate with the Earth Charter. I first became aware of it and was involved with the tenets of it back in 2001 when I was working on my doctoral work. And then, for whatever reason, I kind of stepped away from that particular philosophy and group of work. And I'm really thankful that I've reconnected because it just seems to be kind of just what I was looking for to kind of help with guidance on some of the work that I'm currently working on. I'm currently working on three main projects, and I'll just kind of go in deeply into one of them, which I mentioned in the introductory course. And that is the ecotype project that I'm working on here in Western Connecticut. And for that, I find that most of the work that I do on all three of these projects actually fits with Pillar 2 on ecological integrity. And I have to say that in looking at Pillar 2 and in looking at the four SDGs that are associated with it, 5 through 8, I find that the work fits really well there, and it also pushes me to explore the dimensions of that full pillar as opposed to getting kind of stuck on one particular component of it. So the actors with the ecotype project are the seed collectors, myself, a co-worker, the owner of the farm, and commercial growers that we're beginning to contract with. Our purpose is all-encompassing of all components of Pillar 2. And we are all unified on that, although each of our roles is slightly different and each of us has our own little satellite system that we're working in. And I see that clearly now in going through this process. The system that I'm particularly involved in focuses on the growing of the plants and having the seed to provide to the growers. So my job is to oversee the health of the plants and to grow them out through seed production, and then also to share the knowledge. And that's becoming a bigger part of this. And I really appreciate that that's a component of Pillar 2 being number 8 of share the knowledge, because that's what we're beginning to realize, the importance of doing that. And we're trying to explore ways of doing that. And I'll go into more of that in just a minute. The skin in the game, I would say, is that particularly it's where the whole group of all the actors are committed to number 5 and number 6, protecting the Earth's diversity and preventing ecological harm. And I would also throw in there number 15, which is respect for all living things. And that's everyone. We diverge slightly once you start dealing with the commercial grower ends. Symbiosis is that we are incredibly interdependent. My work depends on the seed collector's work, and the farm owner cooperating and enabling this project to happen and encouraging it and giving up land, and also to the commercial growers to some degree, as far as if we're looking at number 7 on sustainable lifestyles. There's only so much that we can do, but by engaging with commercial growers, we can encourage sustainable lifestyles in a much broader audience. And then as far as how sharing the system, this is our second year. So one of the things that I've been actually working on in conjunction with the seed growers is that we've been developing these cards on general seed growing protocols. And there's protocols that have been developed for every plant that we're growing, so that as these seeds and plants get out into the world, there's protocols to continue the process. It's hopefully will become a replicable system. And so that's basically where it is as far as layers. I find that personally, I'm also going back and I'm layering I10, the paradigm that I developed as part of my doctoral work, onto all of this, because it helps me narrow in from looking at the Earth Charter, layering it with systems thinking, and then by also layering I10 onto it, I can find my individual path much easier, and I can see what my own inhibitions are as far as going forward, and I can address it. So I find that this meshing of I10, systems thinking, and the Earth Charter seems really natural. And and it kind of works from this global concept to individual systems down to like individual person within the system. So I'm finding it incredibly helpful. And if there's anybody else that would be interested in applying it, I'd love to hear if it works for you on doing this at all. There's 2 other projects I'm involved in layering this with. There's an art exhibit that's been delayed 2 times due to COVID that will hopefully happen in 2021. And I'm collaborating with another artist on this, and we are again going to be layering the Earth Charter onto the systems thinking, and then I10. And then also I'm doing some more writing, and part of the writing keys into the Ecotype project, but also just creative writing with the idea of trying to educate folks more on sustainability and just awareness of local environment. So overall, these 2 courses have been incredibly valuable to me, and I wish to thank Anupam for your guidance on this, and I kind of hope that we can do something to reconvene and so that we can help each other carry out these projects and help each other problem solve this. And I mentioned this a couple of times in my reviews. So be well, everyone. And again, thank you so much for everything. It's just been a great experience.